Hi there, I'm Dave.
And I'm Steve.
We're from MODWHEEL.
And today we're going to look at the two new instruments that we've just sampled, an Autoharp and a Taishogoto.
Tell us about the Autoharp, Steve.
Well, they're quite similar in that they have a bunch of strings and they have these keys which stop various notes at various points. That's sort of like a guitar fret.
Taishogoto?
Yeah.
Hold that one.
And this one, the bars stop various strings to only let chord tones through. For example, if I press that key, it's an E flat, get an E flat chord.
Now, this comes with interesting possibilities for sampling, being you've got such a long strum, so you could be strumming low, you can be strumming the mid of the instrument or high,
Yeah.
backwards and forwards. So we've
Yeah.
tried to take that into account when
Yeah.
we've sampled it.
Yeah, you typically play it like that. So you're strumming with your right hand. So what we've done is put performance articulation keys on the right hand. So one will be full up and down. There'll be a low one, mid and high. Up and down. And then on the left hand, that's where you play your keys on the keyboard. And there's an octave of major, minor and dominant 7 chords.
Plus, every one of the 36 strings sampled.
Oh yeah.
Velocity layers, round robins, muted and plucked. So that's that.
Yeah.
Here's the Taishogoto. So this is looks like a typewriter. It's got 5 strings. They can come with some different amount of strings.
I think so, yeah.
But the thing about them is, they have one string that's a drone string. So when you play it,
It's always yeah.
it's always droning that same note. So you've always got the same drone. So we have the same sort of issues of how do we lay this out?
Yeah, present it in a way
Present
that
it so
it's
that you
kind of-
can...
Yeah, because
Oh, sorry, it's got a drone. Then it's got these other strings are
melody
all playing...
strings. Yeah, so it's a monochord, and they're all playing the same. One's playing an octave below the top 2.
Now, the thing about the Taishogoto is that, not this one, but the one we actually sampled, and most of them, you can plug an amp in. So they actually became quite popular, like in the 70s, for doing psychedelic kind of prog rock stuff. So it was
Yeah.
like, cool, okay, we'll take that on board. And so we put every sample back through a hotcake playing through a
Twin.
reverb, Fender twin reverb, and record the distortion. Of course, Kontakt comes with distortion with it, but
It's different.
it's different. This has got all the weird harmonics and the length.
Yeah.
It's its own thing. It also has a lot of key noise.
Yeah.
So we sampled all the key noise. So
So in the software, in the Kontakt instrument, it's laid out the same way in that you have performance keys on the right hand, and your left hand stops the notes, like. But it also, at the same time as doing that, it's doing the key on-off noise as well.
and whatever drone you've chosen to have with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Or without it.
It sounds complicated, and hopefully it'll make sense when we go over there.
Well, let's go.
Okay,
I
come on.
think we'll go over there now and we'll show you how it works. Cans on. Right.
So, just throw in one of the Autoharps, the top one, the first one.
Throw it in, Steve. Mm-hmm. What is it?
So there we are. The keys, the blue keys, are the major keys. Yellow keys, minor keys, green keys, dominant 7, like as on the. So you've got chromatic, whereas on the actual instrument itself only has 15 chords. You get them all.
The
here.
wonders of technology,
Wonders
Steve.
of technology. The pink keys are your articulation switches.
And they
key
just work
switches.
like normal key switches.
Yeah.
So
the C is long. The D, C sharp is the opposite direction. We had this discussion about what was up and what was down. If you're playing a guitar and you're playing a down strum, it sounds like harmonically it's going up.
yeah.
So
We couldn't come to it. So the white keys go one direction, the black keys go the other key. And so that's why there's a missing white key there, because it's explaining what they are.
So they're like a full strum fast. The other way. So from F to B flat, they're sort of shorter performance keys. low, medium, and high, and down.
So the rest is pretty standard. You get 3 mic positions, near, mid, far.
You can turn them on and off by clicking on the name. No, that's
That's turning the filter on and off for them. Yeah, the name will turn them on and off. There is an effects tab, Scatterbox, IRs, including sync, reverse, whatever, give you some interesting kind of
reverbs.
And the pulse, which is on the mod wheel, and that'll give you that like a 16th one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Now that you've done that, I might as well show what Scatterbox does. I'll put a sync one on. Does the same sort of thing. Let's just go. Synced impulse responses, as I said. Okay, so that's that. That's all pretty self-explanatory. Then, to try and get some authenticity on the playing of the instrument to sound like the real instrument, we came up with this.
So, the purple keys are performance key switches. So when you load the instrument, you won't hear anything if you play these keys, because these are like putting the bars down on the actual real instrument, and you don't actually hear anything until you strum it.
The purple keys are your right hand strumming the instrument with the different articulations. Once you play a note, you can take your hand off and it will keep playing that note until you change, which makes it easier to concentrate on kind of rhythmic.
Then there's this one, which has a speed control, and because with the speed control you have to load all the samples into the instrument as opposed to direct from disk, it means it's quite full, so we've saved it with just the mid mic active to cut down on size.
But if you've got enough room, it goes to 4 gig, but it's quite useful for it's full board, or you can come quite. So that's that one. There you go. Then now, when we first recorded all the samples,
this
for
has been going for years.
It has been going on for years. We did a whole other version of this library before we kind of realised what we were making.
Yeah, it's always a thing where when you start making it, you don't really know what you're making until you get into it. And again, like I said, with the way you physically play the instrument, it was kind of trying to find a way of presenting that. And so the first version we were just finding our way a bit.
Yeah, and thank you.
I meant to say happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's David's birthday.
Yeah, there's no better way to spend it, Steve, than here with you. Explaining this to our fans or whatever they are. Okay, we kind of came up with this idea here of how to lay it out as we were recording it. So we completed it. Then Steve went, hang on, I reckon we can do this better. I'm going to record it again.
Yeah.
And so and it's something like, I don't know how many, 4,000 samples.
Yeah.
Took forever, but we actually did do it. We recorded again, got to the end of that, went, that's great. Listened to the original one and went, well, that's also great. Actually, it's just different great.
Yeah.
So you get both of them.
Yeah, so the first one, because it's kind of, it was the one that we were experimenting with a bit more. I mean, it's possibly a bit rawer, maybe.
It is a bit raw. We didn't concentrate on tempo or on this one. So it's a little more out the gate. It's a little more...
It's a bit more uneven, I suppose you'd say.
I like these low ones on it. and I can do it so beautifully.
Yeah.
Anyway, you get the picture.
So and you get the same range of instruments as the original version. Okay. Also,
moving on, the plucked one. 36 strings on the instrument. We sampled them all open. If you look at this area here, it's got blend. You get an open or muted. And we've made a lot of music lately, and this has featured in it quite a bit. It's such a useful instrument like this, isn't it? It's a harp, but it's not a harp. It's kind of its own thing, really.
And if you, this has also got the arpeggiator on it, and it's quite useful for, it's set up to sort of for a tremolo.
Beautiful.
Or you can,
Lovely. That's lovely.
But obviously you can adjust it to your heart's content.
And then, that's right, I forgot about this one.
Oh, the dischord.
So this is just a strum across the whole instrument with no chord
Lots
pushed,
of, lots of...
but all with the same articulation, a long one or a high.
Yeah. It's cool. It's nice.
It is cool. Okay. Now, at the same time, even before, we were scrolling down here through all the MODWHEEL libraries. We come to Taishogoto. These will come together when you get them. We have Taishogoto. Is it Thai?
Taishogoto.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Or Nagoya harp.
Yeah.
When I lived in Japan, we called it a Nagoya harp. Steve.
Did you?
Yeah. And it has been even longer. We started sampling this years ago.
Yeah.
Couldn't actually kind of figure it out. But one of the most interesting things, I better load here is what it looks like. And you saw it back over there in the other area. And the one we sampled, and a lot of them have, you can plug in you can plug into an amp.
Yeah.
They've got a
Pickup.
That's the word I was trying to think of. But because it's my birthday and I'm a little bit older,
Your brain's...
my brain just stopped.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's got a pickup. So the instrument became quite popular in sort of psychedelic music of the 70s, and with distortion or wah pedal or feedback. And so we thought, awesome, we're up for that.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting instrument because it's like really hard to find virtuosos on it.
No, it always sounds weird when we were looking at how people want it. It's like, they sound as bad as we do, but it's a fantastic instrument.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to add, Steve, was that every sample, even the key noise, everything, the drones got put through a distortion and re-recorded with some decent long distortion.
Yeah.
Unlike
through a hot cake and Fender 20.
it's like this gives it a whole other kind of area that you can take this instrument. Show the layout.
The first one is polyphonic, so it's kind of standard across the keyboard.
Should we explain this GUI before we go much further? There's the line. Mic. And then you get a distortion, which I haven't put on yet. Now, so you get that. Now I'm going to turn all those off just for a second, because because it's like a typewriter, when you just push a key, you just get this sort of key sound regardless. But because it's hitting in the middle of between, you sort of get a couple of notes plus some other sounds. So
yeah, it's cool.
It is cool, and once you add distortion to it, and you can do whole musical cues just out of the key noise. Done that.
Yeah.
Okay, but we're going to go out of this area.
Yeah.
Because we still haven't really explained what this is down here yet, Steve.
So yeah, down there, the blue keys are your note keys. Now, the instrument has the melodic strings, and it also has a drone string, which obviously is tuned to one note. The green keys in this instance tune that note. So when you play them, you don't actually hear anything. You're just setting the note of the drone, which will play when you play your notes. You can change the drone notes too.
And you get a volume here for them in relation to the other blue notes. And if you don't want the drone for a period of time, turn it off with this black key here. and it will only start again when you trigger another green. Does that make sense? I reckon.
Yep.
I
So
think
that's a
that-
polyphonic one.
It does an octave shift as well. All the different mics do octave shifts. You can turn the actual mics off, just have the distortion if you want, which is also very nice. I just play a note and hold it. Yeah, how long? So just beautiful.
Gnarly.
Gnarly. Gnarly is the word, Steve. Okay, monophonic. Bowed.
So it's kind of the same, but it's...
Which is kind of how the instrument actually plays when you go between the different
Kind of
keys.
does, yeah. When you're putting your finger on the key and letting it go.
I'm going to put a drone in. I'm going to put this B drone in. I don't like it. Put a G drone in. Anyway.
Yeah, etc.
Etc. There's a latch version. Do we need to show that?
Yep, yeah. This is actually performance
Purple.
key switches like the Autoharp Wear.
Those
You won't actually hear anything apart from the key noise. You'll hear the key noise when you thing, but you won't hear the note sound. We've got an interesting drone. An F.
The C is playing the across the strings, including the low strings. The
Okay.
D and the E are one. It's different. The strums in different directions.
Yeah. Also, the drone notes, again, you set them on the green keys, but they are velocity sensitive as well. So you can, if you play quieter, you won't hear the drone until you play a bit louder. Because you don't necessarily want the drone all the time. I mean, if you were playing the instrument, you wouldn't necessarily sound the drone all the time.
No. But I would always have distortion on. And I'll take that one down. And I'll have some distortion on the key. Yeah. As beautiful as that is, Steve, I'm going to move right along.
Yep.
You get a bowed version because you get the ability with this instrument to bow across the strings. We took that opportunity.
We did.
We ran with it.
We did. And this has an envelope as well, so it means you can
It's actually very nice, isn't it? Those sensitive moments.
And it's like one of those things, it doesn't matter what you play, it sounds good.
Taishogoto Miscellaneous. Bunch of just weird sounds. Oh, I like that one.
Oh, the other thing about this one is it's actually mono. There's aftertouch on the other one as well.
Too late, we've moved on. I've got something going. Do that for hours.
Yeah.
Then there's an extended. What does this one do? Ah, yes, of course. And this is because I was the advocate of this one. Steve tried to fend me off, but it was like, no way, man, you got to have this. And you get the different articulations. Not that it makes much difference down here, but
Oh, it does a little bit.
yeah. Well, that's quite nice. I just like having that ability for the low end there. So sorry, Steve.
No, it's good.
If you feel a bit
Slighted.
You're slighted. So there you have it. A lot of possibilities.
Just a whole lot of fun.
A whole lot of fun, a whole lot of possibilities. You can make outrageous music with this, or you can make really beautiful music with this. What do you want to go out on? Go out on this one, eh?
Okay.
I'll play with some knobs, you make some music.
I don't know about that.
Don't you?
No.
It's my birthday, I get to choose.
Okay.
We'll go with this sound. Don't you laugh at me.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. That's us over and out.
Yeah.
Let's go to MODWHEEL. You can find out about it. Watch some promos. Watch the whole of this tutorial.
Listen to some demos.
Listen to some demos. Go out in the sun.
Yeah.
Go out.